every little bump. All right, guys, so we just took it for a test drive. I don't know if the camera necessarily captured it, but it rides like a carriage. So driving on the road, like there's no like shock absorption at all. It feels like metal on metal almost. So this Yukon has the air ride like from the factory and is pretty much blown out in many ways. So the kit that Kylie's about to talk about is, you know, the one that's going to replace all of those suspension components plus level the rear end of it, so it'll sit a lot cleaner. Yeah, we got the Beltec 34324 rear coil kit to drop the rear suspension 3 inches or 2 inches depending on what you want. Comes with the brackets for the air struts, and it comes with new hardware. It comes with new linkage for your air ride height auto leveling, and new bump stops, and yeah. So we're actually gonna have to loosen the front sway bar, which will allow these control arms to drop down so that we can get this shock and strut pulled out.
It's like you turn wrenches for a living.
Yeah. It's a lot of rubber shit falling out.
It's not concerning or anything.
No.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's fine. We're fine.
Put your safety squints on.
I'm gonna just leave that there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There it goes. Is that the only? Oh, there's another one.
And there's one over here. Boom.
Oh,
Got her.
alright.
Good.
Something sweet.
Yep. Just have to unplug that guy.
Pop on that fucking thing.
Hey, Rod.
See how far it's dropping?
Holy smoke. Like so much.
That one's like out already. I bet the other side might be the same way now.
So we pulled the other wheel and tire off so we get to the opposite side of that sway bar link. That way we get everything loosened up and allow these control arms to be able to flex so we can get that shock and strut out.
Wow. Just fell out. That's cool.
No, we're still connected.
Where are you?
Hold on. Gonna want to make sure off the old front struts that you pull these little nut cages off because the kit doesn't come with them. All right, so on the driver's side, you have really easy access to the top side of that strut. Passenger side is not really happening from the top unless you remove a whole bunch of stuff, but it's really not necessary. You can get a wrench, you know, or a socket in here and get these out. It's gonna take you a little bit more time, but it's, you know, it's totally doable. What we also figured out was we were getting held up with the sway bar, and it wasn't allowing the other side, the driver's side, drop down far enough to be able to get that strut out. So when you're doing this, just to make your life easier, pull both wheels and tires off, disconnect or loosen up both sway bars on, you know, sway bar mounts on each side, and then disconnect or pull the bolts out of the bottom side of that strut, and it allows everything to drop down together and makes it way easier. So both sides at the same time.
Oh yeah, bud.
That'll work.
Little fucking cord on.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna swap it out real quick. Just gotta think small hand thoughts off of like a hook.
So that one's gonna be the one.
Those should be the same size.
Yeah, when you lie on your resume, but you still get the job. Yeah, you gotta kind of press down on down here while you're getting that guy in. Same thread, yeah.
Yep.
I'll say I can. Okay, you're definitely on it. Gotcha. Plenty snug.
All right, guys, one thing to be careful of when you're reconnecting this harness for the rod leveling and all that, it's really common when you connect these that these pins will bend and actually like fold over when you put them into that plug, and then you'll get fault codes for your suspension. So just be careful of that, right? There's only one way this plug's gonna go in, and if you force it the wrong way, you're probably gonna damage the plug. So if you guys are experiencing faults after replacing the suspension, I would disconnect these connections and just make sure that your pins are okay first before doing anything crazy, and maybe this will save you a trip to the dealer.
All right, so when we installed the new shock and strut assembly, we made a little mistake the first go around, so hopefully we'll save you the same mistake. The new ones came with nuts installed just like this on all 3 studs. Obviously, it's the new hardware that comes with the kit, which is great. The problem is we just installed it. It's okay, it's our first day, and realized that, like, wow, it doesn't really seem to fit as nicely as the old ones did. And then we caught our mistake. So we reused the old nuts just because they look beefier and look like they're gonna have a better hold than these little guys. But if you're not, I guess, paying attention like we were, you could accidentally install it, and it will fit and it will bolt down. So just keep that in mind. Don't do what we did.
Pit stop.
A little bit less than 37, but
Sit 2 inches higher. Alrighty.
no, there's
Front end is put back together. I'm going to take a little test drive to see how it compares, how it rides. Front end is sitting about 2 inches higher, so with the old suspension that was all blown out, it was sitting like right about 35. One side was actually sitting a little lower than the other. Now they're both sitting fairly level at 37.
Yeah.
So amazing what 2 inches will do. I don't care what anybody says. It already sounds better.
And it does.
You see the front end didn't scrape when we backed out?
Exactly. And then the other thing is, I still have the air compressor fuse pulled for the back because I have airbag blown in the back.
That's right.
So probably all the noise we're hearing now is from the back. But yeah, I can already.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely soaking stuff up a lot better.
Even without the air, like there's no
Dude,
air at all,
this is
right?
like night and day. I can already tell you. Wow. Yeah. definitely soaking it all up way better.
No, it rides. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That yanked the steering wheel out of my hand last time. Yeah, way better already. A lot better.
Yeah.
It's soaking it up a lot better.
Huge difference. Just with doing the front. It feels like it just, I can see it in the steering wheel, like the steering wheel doesn't seem as loose.
Oh yeah, like you hit a bump before and it was like, right, like you yanked the steering wheel out of your hand.
Yeah. I think once we get the rear done, plus get it lowered, plus get the air hooked up, I mean, dude, it's gonna ride super nice.
I mean, it's already, like, it's super smooth. It's still pulling apart right, but I'll fix that with the,
new wheels, tires, and alignment.
yeah, alignment, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, it's way better, dude. Way better. If your measurement's not right, then your air compressor will just keep running, trying to air it up to the right level.
Yep.
So you got to make sure that's at the correct setting. Otherwise, you're going to burn up an air compressor.
Yeah, so we've got new air shocks. There's the airline there. This one is leaking, and potentially the other side's leaking too. When it started leaking, Callie pulled the fuse out for the air pump so it didn't burn it up as well, because it'll just continuously run. This little sensor here and the linkage is where it gets its reading, and then we'll run until they're both sitting equal, so it's like equal ride. So we've got the new air shocks that are going to go in, a lowering kit, which will actually be a bracket that bolts in down here that's going to allow for a lower mounting position, and then the updated linkage that will basically accommodate for that lowering kit, so it'll still use all the factory air ride and everything, and still ride like a factory vehicle.
The measurement in between to get your ride height right. That way it doesn't constantly try to air up your bags.
And then burn that pump out in the process.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like 3 inches from middle of the eye.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
You know what 3 inches looks like.
Yeah. 100%. Oh, you're right. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Popped right off. You got to reuse these guys.
Yes, we don't want to destroy them.
Yeah, they're plastic. I feel like popping that bottom one off is like the easiest way to go. And then this one just kind of, boop.
Yep.
There you go, by hand. Yeah, perfect.
Boom.
Then the old ones. So, per the instructions, 3 inches from eye hole to eye hole. We have, where's my factory? We got what? We have about, 3 3/4.
Yeah.
And they want 3. We've been trying to unthread these linkages for the auto ride height for the rear, and started reading the instructions on the Beltec instructions, and it just says pull them apart with pliers, but the new ones come with threads, so we thought that these threaded on, and we've been spinning them, but turns out you just literally pull them off. So we got them in the vise, and really just like a little bit of pry bar, and it pops right off. No threads there.
Yeah, and
I don't know, kind of weird.
Doesn't jack these up, so.
Yeah. Versus the factory ones here. New auto ride linkage here. Yeah, they do thread right on. Nice. Each of these, the middle of these holes here and here, 3 inches. So we got.
It's almost dead on.
Almost dead on. Go a little bit out, maybe with this one. We're at, that's probably right on the money, I think. Yeah.
We can match
Cool.
the other one with that. right, here we go. Let's lower her down a little bit.
Drop that rear axle. There you go. Plenty of slop now. Yeah, is there? You got more in it?
Yep.
Yep, keep coming. We're almost there. Okay. Yep, that's it.
Any more? Are you all right?
Good.
Okay. Unlock her now.
We got this side up.
Mid. See what this one will do. Come on. With her now.
So from the old shocks in the rear, you're going to reuse these rubber spacers. The thicker ones are on top, and then on the bottom you have these smaller, thinner guys. So use those for the bottom. Oh yeah, perfect. Boom. Okay, that's not working. Oh, sorry, I'll get out of here.
The right amount of dirt in my mouth.
Yeah, that's usually healthy. There it is. Okay, same thing, locking tab here. And press down and pull, good. But, looking like, okay, there's actually a nut on the inside.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing this with a northern vehicle with all kinds of rust. Like, every drawer in your toolbox is just a torch. Like,
Right.
Hammer, yeah, just get the torch.
No, not all 3/4. Yeah, it's 3/4.
All right, new bump stops are in. New air shock is in, upper bolts in. We put the lowering kit bracket on. That's gonna offset that mount and lower the mounting bolt for the lower side of the air shock to give it that 3 inches. New coils are in. So now we just need to jack the axle up to be able to get those lower bolts in, and then get the linkage installed, and then we'll be ready to put the wheels and tires back on and take it for a test drive, see how it looks.
I had that 40 for the air compressor pulled out, and I put it right there with a little piece of tape, and I just had it secured down right there. So I just put that back in since that airbag was blowed out. I didn't want my compressor running and getting burned up, so. Yeah, 35.5 should be perfect now. 35.5 back. About 36 in the front, ½ inch shorter in the back. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that looks a lot better.
All right, test drive.
After all the suspension's done.
Yep, front
Got
and
the bottom
rear.
out.
Oh, dude, that feels so nice.
Yeah, it's already way better.
It's so much quieter. Like, you
Yeah.
don't hear the rear. It was really noisy.
It's very noisy.
Seems a lot stiffer too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can hit these going like 40 plus.
Feels
Not ripping the steering wheel
a
out of my
lot
hand.
better. Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here's a big one. Yeah, that one ripped the steering wheel out of my hand on the first drive.
Yep. No, it's a lot better.
It's gonna ride better too when I get tires and alignment and everything.
It's still a huge difference from
Oh,
the
dude,
first
it's like
night and day.
100% better. 100% better.
All right, guys, so quick recap. We got this looking right, rides amazing. Couple things that we're going to touch on is the tools. So as you saw how to get the linkage apart, you know, that makes it a lot easier without damaging those little eyelets. You don't have to, you know, buy new linkage components. The other part of it is like tool wise, you need like 15 millimeter, 18 millimeters, 21 millimeter, and then at least this kit goes over to standard, and that was 3/4 and 7/8, right, Kylie? Yep. So 3/4, 7/8, and the top mount for the shock. There's a nut on this side. The bolt that comes through on this side kind of is a little challenging on this side because of the exhaust and the heat shield. But if you have like a 3-inch extension, it's not quite long enough, and a 6-inch is like too far.
4.5 was perfect. Is what I had with a shallow socket.
Yes, a 4.5-inch extension with that shallow socket made like it was just the right amount so that you could actually get the ratchet up through there and actually be able to get on that bolt. Yeah, without those tools, like it would have probably been really miserable trying to get it done. Apart from that, I mean that is basic hand tools. You guys don't need anything fancy. A jack stands makes it a lot safer, obviously. But I mean, when we did both sides pretty much at the same time in the rear and in the front, just jacked it up, put it on jack stands, and then we're able to, you know, each one of us took a side. But this is definitely something you could do in your driveway. You don't need fancy lifts. And as far as like skill level, like what you need to be at, I mean, this is like a 2, you know, 1 or a 2, barely 2. Like it's very, very straightforward. The instructions are good. And hopefully this video helps if you're looking to do it yourself. All right, guys, just made it home. Hope this video was helpful for you if you're putting this lowering kit and the suspension in your Yukon. You know, it's good to help a buddy out, especially when he's helping me out plenty. So make sure you check out the channel. I'll have more content coming on the truck here soon. So other than that, take care. Thanks for watching.